All right, good morning, everyone. We're going to get started in just a minute or so, let folks trickle in. Just give it one more minute before getting started. Thanks all who have joined this morning. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and get started here. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this morning's webinar on Efficiency Vermont's Electric Vehicle Dealer Program. My name is Tori Scarzello. I'm a program manager with Efficiency Vermont, and I'm really excited to be here with you this morning to share details on this new program. So thank you all for joining. Just wanted to go through a few housekeeping items before we get started. So all participants have been muted. However, if you have a question, please feel free to type it in the chat. I'll be pausing at the end of each section to answer any questions that folks may have. And there will also be plenty of time at the end of the session for Q&A. And so during the Q&A portion, if you want to ask a question using the microphone, you can raise your hand and we'll take you off mute so that you can ask your question. After the webinar, we'll be sending out a very brief 5-question survey asking for your feedback on this session. We really appreciate your input and thank you in advance for taking time to fill out this short questionnaire. This session is being recorded so that we may share this content with folks who were not able to join today, and so that you can also go back and view this session again if you so please. And finally, I just wanted to take a moment to say a quick thanks to folks who have supported the development of this new program. So first, I'd like to acknowledge Marilyn Miller and the Vermont Vehicle and Automotive Distributors Association for their amazing partnership and support of this effort and for helping to promote this webinar. Marilyn has really been an excellent sounding board for us as we developed this program from when the initial concept was born all the way to the program that you'll learn more about today, and has helped us ensure that the program is really designed to best serve the Vermont dealer community. So thank you very much, Marilyn and VADA. I also want to thank the dealers who volunteered their time to speak with us earlier this summer as we developed the program. These interviews were an invaluable learning opportunity and a key step in ensuring that this program is really aligned with dealer EV support needs and will be effective in addressing the unique challenges and opportunities presented by EVs. So thank you for those of you who spoke with us earlier this year. And finally, I'd like to thank Dave Roberts of Drive Electric Vermont, who has worked closely with the Efficiency Vermont team on the development of this new program. Those of you who have worked with Dave will know that he is a wealth of knowledge on all things EVs, and we're really grateful to have his support and to be able to leverage his expertise. So Dave is actually joining us on this morning's call and will be here to help out with any questions that come in. So thank you, Dave. So I'll begin with a brief overview, introduction to Efficiency Vermont. And from there, we'll dive into the EV dealer program overview, benefits, requirements, and finally, how to join. So my goal is that you come away from this session with a clear understanding of the program and a desire to participate. So, Efficiency Vermont is a statewide energy efficiency utility, helping our state transition to a more affordable and cleaner future. We serve every county, town, and city, except the city of Burlington, which is served by the Burlington Electric Department. We help families, businesses, and institutions understand and make better use of their energy, from lowering the cost of heating and cooling buildings to adopting efficient appliances, lighting, and other technologies that drive down the total cost of energy. And some of you may have even worked with us on an efficiency project at your dealership. Since 2000, we have helped Vermonters save more than 2.8 billion in energy costs and kept over 12 million tons of CO2 out of the atmosphere. So by engaging up and down the supply chain, we work with partners to lower the cost of energy efficiency solutions through market transformation efforts, including rebates, workforce development, financing options, and technical advice. We partner with distribution utilities, heating fuel suppliers, building trades professionals, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, and other energy service providers to save our customers energy and money. So, our work has historically focused on energy efficiency in buildings, but thanks to new legislation passed in 2020, our scope is now expanding to the transportation sector as well, which we'll talk more about today. So to help connect customers with qualified and knowledgeable professionals to support their efficiency needs, we facilitate the Efficiency Excellence Network. So the EEN is a network of independent contractors, designers, and other professionals who are committed to providing their customers with the highest level of professional energy efficiency services. The EEN creates benefits for network members as well as customers who work with them. So EEN member benefits include leads and referrals from Efficiency Vermont, a business listing on Efficiency Vermont's website, technical training and support tailored to specific industries or trades, marketing and promotional support, and access to an account manager who serves as the member's main contact for Efficiency Vermont and facilitates proactive communication on program updates and other key information. In turn, customers receive the benefit of working with professionals who are confirmed to be licensed and insured, committing to providing high quality energy efficiency services, knowledgeable of Efficiency Vermont's programs and incentives, educated in their respective technology, and supported by Efficiency Vermont. So the EEN spans a number of different technologies and industries, and members represent different roles within the supply chain, from contractors to designers and specialty services, as well as suppliers, retailers, and dealers. So each of the blue rectangles here represents a specific EEN member group. Joining the network is free, and members just need to meet the requirements for their specific group. So you may be wondering why we're discussing the EEN this morning. Well, we're excited to announce the expansion of the EEN to include electric vehicle dealers, as you can see here with the green box. So dealers who join Efficiency Vermont's electric vehicle dealer program will become members of the EEN as EV dealers. So the remainder of this presentation is going to cover the benefits and the requirements of this new group and how to join. But I'll just pause here to see if there are any questions before we continue. Feel free to type your questions in the chat if you have any. All right, so let's keep moving on. So, the Electric Vehicle Dealer Program, it aims to support the adoption of EVs in the state through the creation of a network of new and used car dealers who are committed to promoting EVs. So, dealers who join the network will have access to benefits that are designed to help prepare for growth in the EV market, such as funding for dealer investments needed to be able to sell and service EVs, dealer and salesperson incentives, trainings on EV topics that are specific to Vermont and would be of interest to the Vermont dealer community, as well as advertising and promotional support. The dealer network will be embedded within the Efficiency Excellence Network. So, again, dealers who join this program will become members of the EEN as EV dealers. This pilot program is Efficiency Vermont's first foray into the transportation sector, and it's really intended to bolster efforts already underway in Vermont to accelerate the adoption of EVs. As such, this program is separate from the State of Vermont EV Incentive Program as well as the utility customer incentive programs. However, we're coordinating closely with the state and with utility partners, and especially with Burlington Electric Department. Again, that's the electric efficiency utility serving the city of Burlington. So for dealers who are located in the city of Burlington or who serve Burlington customers, we'll be sharing more information specifically around eligibility for financial incentives as we're working out those details with Burlington Electric right now. So the program will run through the end of 2023 and will be offered in conjunction with a statewide EV consumer awareness and education campaign. So I just want to take a moment to share a few details specifically about this campaign, as the campaign and the EV dealer program are really meant to complement each other. So this information campaign will reach audiences statewide. It'll provide resources that are meant to help advance consumer EV awareness, familiarity with EVs, interest, and ultimately adoption of EVs in the state. This campaign is a partnership with Drive Electric Vermont, electric utilities, state agencies, and other stakeholders. And the Drive Electric Vermont website, which is the screenshot here, will serve as the main platform for the campaign. If you haven't visited driveelectricvermont.com in a while, feel free to check it out. There have been some nice changes in preparation for launching this campaign. So the campaign will reach all corners of the state through a number of different channels, many of which you will likely recognize here. And the campaign is launching now, so keep your ears and eyes out for ads that are encouraging Vermonters to drive electric. So before going any further, I just wanted to clarify that in this presentation and for the program, that EV refers specifically to a plug-in electric vehicle. So this could be an all-electric vehicle, also known as a battery electric vehicle, or it could be a plug-in electric hybrid. So before moving on to benefits, I'm just going to pause again to see if there are any questions. All right. So turning back to the program, starting with the program benefits. So the program will feature two different kinds of incentives for dealers. The first is called the EV Readiness Incentive. This is really meant to support dealers in investing in the equipment, tools, and training needed to be able to sell and service EVs. For eligible projects, you'll receive 50% of costs back up to $20,000 per year per dealer. So eligible projects could include charging station installations at your dealership. So this would include installation costs as well as any electrical infrastructure upgrades associated with the installation. Tools and equipment needed to be able to service EVs. EV certifications or trainings for technicians or service department staff. Expenses associated with OEM EV certification or any other investment at your dealership associated with EVs. Just contact us first to let us tell us a little bit about your project, and we'll review it and let it know if it's eligible for the incentive. So this incentive is for any investments made during the program period. So that's from October 1st through the end of 2023. I do want to note that we are offering some additional support for a limited time specific to charging station installations. So first, through an RFQ process, we're compiling a list of preferred EVSE installation contractors who are experienced with charging station installations and can commit to prioritizing installs at EEN dealerships through the end of next February, so February 2022. So if you're thinking about installing a charger and having a hard time finding a contractor, we hope that this will be a great resource. And we're actually currently recruiting installation contractors to participate. So if you have a contractor that you already work with, please feel free to share this information with them and encourage them to respond to our EVSE installations RFQ. And responses are due by October 22nd. We'll share more details as well as the link to the RFQ with you after this session. The other special offer is extra funding for DC fast chargers. So this would be above the $20,000 incentive limit. This funding is only available in 2021. So dealers must be enrolled in the program and submit a quote to us by December 1st. And this funding would be first come, first served. So again, the support is available for a limited time only. So we're really encouraging dealers to enroll now to be able to take advantage of this support. So here's a high-level snapshot of the incentive application process for the EV Readiness Incentive. You'll begin by using an EV Readiness Incentive form. This is just a one-page form that we'll provide once you're enrolled in the program. And you'll fill out the form with some basic information about your project and send the completed form to us with supporting documentation such as a quote, a course description, documentation from your automaker on EV certification requirements, really anything that we can, any documentation to help verify the project as well as the cost. Once approved, we'll confirm your incentive amount and provide the first half of your incentive upfront. Once your project is complete, you'll follow up with us with documentation that we can use to verify project completion. So this could be photos, receipts or invoices, certificates of completion, etc. And once we've reviewed and verified that your project is complete, we'll provide the second half of the incentive. So the other incentive offered through the program is a dealership and salesperson sales incentive of $600 for each new or used EV sold to a Vermonter. So I do want to emphasize that this is an opt-in incentive, as you can see here on the slide. It's optional for dealers who join the EV dealer program. So by opting in, you agree to inform your sales staff about the incentive, share at least half of the incentive with the salesperson assisting the customer, and track incentive payments for program reporting. So again, this is an optional direct incentive for your dealership and sales staff, and it does not have to be passed through to the customer who is purchasing the vehicle. As far as incentive eligibility goes, the vehicle must be a new or used plug-in EV sold or leased during the program period. So again, between now and the end of December 2023. It must be registered in the state of Vermont, and if leased, the term should be at least 24 months. We're also offering a $200 bonus for a limited time. So this means that you can receive a total of $800 per EV between now and the end of next June. So here's the incentive reimbursement process for the EV sales incentive. When you enroll in the program and you opt into this incentive, we'll provide a sales submission form. So this is just an Excel spreadsheet that you'll use to submit sales for reimbursement. On a monthly basis, you'll fill out the form with EV sales for the month and send it to us for review. And once we've verified the information submitted, we'll process the incentive. And then from there, it's expected that you'll share at least half of the incentive with the salesperson who supported the sales. And be sure to track this information for annual reporting. As far as the data collection requirements go, here are the data fields on the sales submission form, starting with the date of the purchase or lease, followed by the sales type or the sale type. So whether it was a new vehicle or a used vehicle. If it was a lease, you'll provide the term of the lease in months, the vehicle make, model, and year, as well as the vehicle type. So whether it was an all-electric vehicle or a plug-in hybrid, the vehicle identification number, the zip code of the vehicle registration, and finally, the salesperson name and email address. So beyond financial incentives, dealers who join the program will also receive various types of marketing and promotional support. So EEN EV dealers will be listed on Efficiency Vermont's Find a Pro tool, and as well as highlighted through the statewide EV awareness campaign. So these are both resources for customers where they'll be able to find information or learn about your dealership. Co-op advertising is available for all EEN members, and we're offering up to $1,500 annually for EV advertising. We'll also have EV marketing materials available for use at your dealership. We're actually working on a mock-up right now of the display, and we can share this with you upon program enrollment to see if there's if you'd like to use these materials for your showroom. And finally, we encourage all EEN members to use the EEN logo, and we have decals and marketing materials available for this as well. So the last program element is focused on training and education. So this will initially feature an EV sales training that will cover Vermont EV market trends, customer benefits, and the customer incentives available at the federal, state, and utility levels. This will be a required training for program participants, and we're looking to have each participating dealer have at least 2 sales staff who have completed this training. The training can be offered at your dealership as well as online, and it will also be recorded to support program participants in maintaining this requirement, so it'll be available on demand. From there, we also plan to develop additional trainings or work with third parties to offer content that would be most valuable for you. So we'll regularly put out surveys to gather input on training content that you would like to see and develop offerings based on your feedback. So we really look forward to your input on the trainings that would be most valuable for you. So just to recap here, the EV dealer program will offer participants the following benefits. 2 kinds of financial incentives. So the EV Readiness Incentive, which is funding to support EV upgrades and investments at your dealership, as well as the EV Sales Incentive, so a dealership and salesperson sales incentive for each EV your dealership sells. Marketing support, including co-op advertising funding and in-store materials promoting EV benefits. Promotional support, such as a web listing on Efficiency Vermont's website and membership in Efficiency Vermont's Efficiency Excellence Network, and training and education opportunities. I've also included here the statewide EV consumer campaign, as this really aims to drive public awareness and interest in EVs, which will, ultimately effectively increase consumer demand. So while the impacts of this benefit are not limited to EV dealer program participants, I wanted to call it out again here, as this campaign is really meant to complement the program. So I'm just going to pause to see if we have any questions. I did see one come in through the chat. How do we apply for the readiness money? So again, we will be providing an incentive form to you. It's a one-page form that you'll fill out with some basic information about the project and let us know what type of project it is. And you'll submit that form to us. And once we've reviewed it and verified project eligibility, we'll provide the incentive. But again, you would need to be enrolled in this program in order to be able to take advantage of the incentive.
So there's another question here from Pat. What is the incentive for DC fast charger installation? You mentioned they were higher.
Thanks, Mark. That's a great question. This would be on it would be a custom incentive on a one-off basis. So if you are thinking about doing a DC fast charger, we'd work with us. We'd like to understand what the installation costs for the charger are, and we'll provide a custom incentive. So that means it's not a standard incentive. It would vary based on the situation in the project. But again, it would be higher than the $20,000 typical incentive that we are offering.
Marilyn asked about the ability to share this, whether it was recorded or not, and the ability to share it with other people.
Yes, absolutely. We will have the recording available after, and we can certainly share it with you, Marilyn. Thank you.
Mitchell said, asked about to confirm, his statement says, to confirm you are funding, to confirm you, the funding will be 50% of 40,000, correct?
Correct. So,
correct.
Yep. So it's 50%. The incentive goes up to 20,000. So that's right. If your project was $40,000 or higher, the incentive would max out at $20,000. Let's say your project cost was $10,000, then the incentive would be half of that, or $5,000.
Jeffrey asked, will the recording be sent to all participants automatically via email?
Yes, we will be posting the recording on our website, and then we will send an email including the link to the recording on our website.
Timothy asks, salesman payout is that taxable income?
Yes, any incentives that are provided from Efficiency Vermont, including the salesperson incentive, would be considered taxable income. And I just also want to note that regarding the recording, if we have your email, we will be sending the link to all attendees of this session.
Can we get a list of installation contractors?
Yes, we are currently, the RFQ is still open. So once the RFQ process is completed, we will be compiling the list. And yes, absolutely, we will be sharing the list of contractors with dealers who are participating in the program.
Jeff asked about a social, will we need a social security number for the salespeople in order to 1099 them?
No, we won't need Social Security for individuals. We'll just need the W-9 for your dealership, and the incentives will be paid directly to your dealership. So we won't be providing a separate check or incentive payment to your salesperson. It'll just all go to your dealership. And then the expectation is that you will be providing half of that incentive to your sales staff on your end.
All right, I think we're
Great
clear.
questions. All right. Thank you, everyone. So let's keep moving. And again, we'll have time at the end for Q&A if more questions come up. So getting back into my presentation here. So dealer, we'll start with the program requirements, and starting with dealer eligibility requirements. So to be eligible to join the EV dealer program, dealers must be registered as a new car dealer or a used car dealer with the Vermont DMV and must operate in the state of Vermont. If you're a new car dealer, you need to have at least one EV in your model lineup. And dealers should actively sell EVs and maintain EV inventory as demonstrated through a historical sales data form, which I will speak more to in a few minutes. If you're new to selling EVs, you should have EV inventory readily available in the future, and we'll just look for you to provide a brief statement on the actions that you're taking or plan to take to maintain EV inventory. So this requirement really speaks to the program goal of developing a network of dealers who are committed to promoting EVs. So in practice, this means that they should actively sell EVs and have inventory available. I did just see a note coming through the chat. What if you sell out and cannot maintain stock? We know that we recognize that there might be times where you are sold out and you don't have inventory available currently, and that's okay as long as you are either have an EV model in your lineup and you're planning on getting inventory back and are just waiting for that inventory to be replenished, or you're planning on restocking EVs. That's okay. Again, we know that there are some constraints with inventory right now. And finally, to enroll in the program, you must sign the program participation agreement and comply with the terms and conditions of the program, which I'll cover in the next slides. So first, and perhaps it goes without saying, to participate in the program and receive program benefits, you need to be enrolled in the program as an EEN EV dealer. So again, just to be clear, in order to take advantage of these incentives, you need to be enrolled in the program. The second requirement is that at least one person from your dealership must have viewed the program overview session, which is this presentation. So if you're attending this session today, congratulations, you've already fulfilled this requirement. And as I mentioned earlier, this session is being recorded so that dealers who are interested in joining the program can view it later. And you'll also be able to view it again on your own time. Next, at least 2 staff must complete the EV sales training that I described earlier. Historical sales reporting. So we're asking dealers who join the program to provide historical monthly EV sales data dating back to 2017 or whenever you began selling EVs if it was later than 2017. This information will be required upon program enrollment and then annually for each year enrolled in the program. And I'll go into a bit more detail on this in the next slide. Number 5, dealers who join the program commit to promoting EVs to their customers. And the intent of this program is really to provide support and resources to you for doing so. And finally, by joining the program, you agree to participate in program evaluation activities such as surveys, interviews, and reporting. So again, this is a pilot program, and so these evaluation activities will really be a key part of understanding the program's impact and making improvements so that we can deliver the greatest value to you, to our participants. So your feedback here will be really valuable to us. So for the historical sales reporting, I've mentioned this a couple times now. So this will be facilitated through this basic worksheet here, which I've included a screenshot. And this worksheet is included in the program participation agreement. So really, we're looking for the monthly quantity of EV sales or leases. So this would include both all electric and plug-in hybrid since 2017 or whenever your dealership started to sell EVs, if it was later than 2017. And note that we have a separate table for new EVs as well as used EVs. If your dealership doesn't have an EV sales history, there's a space on the form to provide a brief statement on the actions you're taking or plan to take to begin to maintain EV inventory. So again, this would be if you have no sales history. This worksheet must be completed and submitted with the signed participation agreement. And just a quick note that any incentives provided through this program may be considered taxable income. So I just wanted to include this excerpt directly from the program agreement on taxable income for your information. So I'll just pause for a second so you can take a look. All
Yeah,
right.
you got a couple of questions, Tori. Can that report include EV and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles?
Yes, we'd like you to include both all electric and plug-in hybrid sales for the historical sales reporting worksheet.
Jack asked, if you are already on the program, will salespeople be notified of the training requirements?
Yes, I understand the question. When you join the program, we'll work with you uh, to help you and your staff understand what the program requirements are, including the training requirements. And so if you have sales staff who you would like to view the EV sales training, we'll make sure that we can get that information to you. It will also be recorded so that, if you have additional sales staff joining your dealership, they can view it as they come on. It will be available on demand. I hope that helped answer your question, Jack. Let me know if I didn't answer it. And any other questions? All right.
I think
How soon can we join the program? So that's a great segue into the next section. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep moving because I think that will answer your question, Pat. So how to join the program? So after this program overview session, we're going to reach out to all attendees to confirm your interest in joining the program. If you'd like to participate, we'll send you an enrollment package that includes the participation agreement and supporting documentation, which I'll talk about on the next slide. Once everything is signed and returned, we'll send you program materials and resources so that you can begin to take advantage of the program incentives and benefits. And as a reminder, you'll need to have at least 2 sales staff complete the EV sales training. We're looking for you to have this completed within 3 months of enrollment. So completing the sales training is not, um, uh, uh, the incentives and benefits are not contingent upon having that sales training completed. You have a 3-month window to do the sales training. Once you're enrolled in the program, we'll follow up with you to determine whether you'd like to have that training in person at your dealership or do it virtually. So we'll work on organizing that with you.
there was a question, how soon will the salesperson training be available?
We expect that it will be available starting in November. So to sum it all up, here's a rundown of the program resources that we'll need from you for enrollment. And then once you're enrolled, that we will be sharing with you. So on the enrollment side, we have the participation agreement that you'll need to sign and return. A W-9 for your dealership. So this would be required for us to be able to provide incentives to your dealership. A SIMS protective agreement. So this is our confidentiality agreement that's standard for all EEN members to review and sign. A copy of your dealer registration form with the Vermont DMV. So this is really just to verify your registration as a dealer with the Vermont DMV, and also to confirm whether you're registered as a new car dealer or a used car dealer. Certificate of insurance. This is also standard for all EEN members. There's more information in the participation agreement on this requirement. The historical sales reporting worksheet, which we've already discussed, and a vendor intake form. So if you'd like to receive your incentive payments via direct deposit, we have a form that you can fill out to make that happen. So my best guess is that it, will likely take a couple of hours to review the agreements, gather the supporting documentation, and then complete the forms. On the program materials side, we have the EV Readiness Incentive form. So this is the form that you'll use to apply for the EV Readiness Incentive. The EV sales submission form. So if you opt into this incentive, we'll provide an Excel. It's just an Excel-based spreadsheet that you'll use to fill out your EV sales monthly and submit to us for reimbursement. And we'll also share information on how to get started with co-op advertising. And then, as the program gets going, we'll continue to provide program information to you, oftentimes through your account manager. So many of you will likely be working with Mark, who has been helping with Q&A today.
Couple more questions,
Sure.
if you're ready. Mitchell asked, you mentioned used. Would the $600 per car be applied to used EVs as well?
Yes, the $600 is for both new and used EVs.
To add to that question, plug-in electric used vehicles, do they qualify for the $600?
Yes. Yep. So whether it's all electric or plug-in hybrid, new or used, it's all the same incentive amount. Yes.
Jack asked, is the state and Green Mountain Power program going away, or is this on top of it?
This is separate from the state incentive program, as well as the GMP or other utility customer incentive programs. So this program is really for dealerships, working with you to provide the support needed to prepare for growth in the EV market. So again, I just want to emphasize that this program is separate from the state incentive program, as well as the utility incentive programs. So those programs are not going away. So if you already participate in those programs, that's wonderful, and we encourage you to continue to participate in those programs as well. But this program is specifically for dealers and open to all dealers.
Pat asked, is there a mileage cap for use?
There is no mileage cap. Great questions.
Really?
Feel free to keep them coming, because that's all that I had. So any other questions that folks have, we should have plenty of time to answer questions that you have.
How soon can we expect packets to sign up?
Hopefully within the next week or so. So again, we will be following up with you. Actually, first you'll likely receive an email right after this session, again with that quick 5-question survey about this session specifically, and then expect a longer a follow-up email from us with more information on next steps for enrollment. So we'll be asking folks who attended this session, are you interested in enrolling and joining the program? If you are, then we'll send you the agreement and supporting documentation so that you can review it and get it back to us. So keep an eye out for all of that information within the next week.
Jeff says this is a great program which offers additional benefits to the dealership. A big thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we hope that this program will be of interest to you and that you'll find value in participating. And we're really looking forward to working together with the Vermont dealer community to accelerate adoption of EVs in the state. So we hope this program and the benefits are compelling and will help prepare your dealership for what's expected to be significant growth in the EV market. So I just,
Pat,
oh, go ahead, Mark.
I'm sorry. Pat said, are you the point of contact for additional questions?
Yes, for now, feel free to contact me. And then once you are enrolled in the program, you will be assigned a point of contact with Efficiency Vermont. It will likely be Mark, who is, again, supporting Q&A with me this morning. But yes, for now, feel free to send any questions to me, and I have my contact information here on the slide.
And a few thank yous, a few
Great.
more thank yous.
And I just want to pause and Dave, not to put you on the spot, I invite you to come on if you have anything that you want to add. If not, that's okay too.
Hey everybody, so Dave Roberts, I'm the Drive Electric Vermont coordinator. And I guess if folks are wondering what is happening between Drive Electric Vermont and Efficiency Vermont, I can just sort of briefly say that Efficiency Vermont is operated by a nonprofit called VEIC, which is based in Winooski, which is also where I work. So Tori and I are sort of across the virtual hall right now. And, you know, it's really great to see the Efficiency Vermont team offering this program. I know we've heard from dealers through our Drive Electric Vermont work for many years that some of the difficulties with investing in the dealer improvements necessary to sell EVs can be a real challenge, especially with lower volume EVs and dealers. So really encourage all the dealers to participate in this program and take advantage of it. And you know, be in touch with Tori and the Efficiency Vermont team if you have you know, thoughts on how this could improve or what can make it better, because we definitely all want to be working toward you know, supporting the dealer community and selling more EVs in the state. So thanks everybody for joining.
Thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate it. Some love for Dave in the chat.
There you go.
All right, well, I'm not seeing any additional questions, so I'll stay on for another couple minutes if folks do have questions. But that is all that we have for you this morning. So thank you again for your time and for your interest. And stay tuned for more information. We'll be following up with next steps for how to join the program. So thank you all again, and have a great day.